The cigar gets a boost. It definitely tastes much more marshmallowy, dulce de leches, and the caramels in the whiskey also improve. This is a 10 out of 10 pairing. Today we're going to take a look at the Warped Don Reynaldo 10th anniversary. A brief history on this: originally 2014 they had the Corona Deluxe. That cigar is perfection, and I'm not saying that facetiously in the least. It was a perfect cigar. But that was limited edition. Next year they had the Regalo size, which was slightly shorter and a little bit larger ring gauge, and that cigar is amazing as well. It's still my top 10 cigars to this day of cigars that you can find out there in the wild. I think it's limited production, but it's regularly available. And then 2 years ago, we had the 70th anniversary, which was Kyle honoring his father's 70th birthday. Now we have the 10th anniversary. The 70th anniversary was limited to 1,000 boxes. This one's even more limited to just 750 boxes. I have extremely high hopes for this cigar. I'm super curious how it's going to be, and it begs the question, is it worth it? Let's find out together. All right, the first few moments with the Don Reynaldo 10th anniversary, I'm getting graham cracker, some vanilla, some coriander, and an oakiness that I don't know that I've really associated oaky sensations with Don Reynaldo ever.
Hey, what's up? This is Sebastian from Cavalier, smoking the White Series right now. I'm a subscriber for Small Batch. You should be too. By the way, how do you like the video bomb?
And every now and then I'm getting a soapy sensation as well. Kind of reminds me of how some IPAs can taste a little bit soapy from time to time. There's a creaminess to the smoke texture, along with a marshmallow-like sweetness underneath everything. There's just a little bit of pepper through the nose. It's contrasting though, it's not really spicy. But on the mouthfeel, no pepper. It's just a creamy, woody, graham crackery, sometimes soapy experience, with that coriander and some other interesting baking spices happening in the background. So let's find out the composition. This has a Dominican Corojo wrapper over a Nicaraguan binder with filler leaves from the Dominican Republic and Nicaragua. Again, only 750 boxes of these were produced from El Titan de Bronze in Miami, Florida. The draw is more restricted than I would prefer personally. We're still getting some smoke output on it, but it's just not as satisfying as I want with that full mouthful of smoke. It's a little tight right above the band, which is usually the same area. And I can alleviate this some by just biting down on it when I draw. And right now, probably about 3/4 of an inch in, I'm getting a little bit of a chocolatey sensation. There's also an earthiness to it, not like yesterday's earth, like earthy foods. In the creamy graham cracker sensations, that's what's keeping me coming back for more and more in this blend. And also the wood has shifted now from oak to more of a cedary expression. It's a little sweeter, it's a little bit brighter. I put it in the aromatic cedar category. And I brought out some High West bourbon. I only got introduced to this bourbon this year. I don't know if it's been out for a long time or not, but I like it because it has a salted caramel and a little bit of banana coming through. I picked it before I started with a cigar, but I really think it might be a great pairing. Let's find out. Man, if you've not had this whiskey yet, I cannot recommend it enough. It's a personal favorite of mine, especially the daily drivers. The cigar gets a boost. It definitely tastes much more marshmallowy, dulce de leches. Let's see about the whiskey though. And the caramels in the whiskey also improve. This is a 10 out of 10 pairing. Dropping the ash, I'm getting a surge of coriander again, homemade whipped cream, a little bit of vanilla, a whole lot of chocolate as a base. And I've also got a little bit of a split in the wrapper We could touch that up with some cigar glue, but I'm not too worried about it. We will see what happens here. Graham cracker, baby. Graham cracker. If you liked the Cocodrillo cigar, I think you'll like this one quite a bit too. There is something to be said for a very creamy cigar, especially if you're looking to pair it with coffee or espresso like Kyle himself loves to do. And we're still monitoring that crack there, but it doesn't seem to be a problem at all. And how about those bands? Gorgeous work as always by Warped. Smoking down further, graham cracker still very present. Chocolate is very subtle right now. Think milk chocolate, just a little, not a significant factor at this point. Cream still coming through. Very, very creamy, oily cigar. Aside from that little bit of bourbon I had earlier, nothing else out here. And I'm still getting some of that marshmallow sweetness every now and then. My friend Brad once described the Skyflower as a s'more in smokable format. And I mean, I think that's spot on, especially the toasted graham cracker notes that come through in the Skyflower. Superb. In a way, this is also a deconstructed s'more. You have some graham cracker, you have some marshmallow, not toasted, plain right out of the bag, like a savage, and a little bit of chocolate. Again, not nearly as much as the Skyflower, but in a sense, a more subdued s'more experience. And flavor-wise, I don't think this is more intense than the Regalos, but nicotine-wise, I am feeling this more. This size just allows for more tobaccos, higher primings, I believe Kyle said he used in this blend. So my body is definitely feeling the nicotine more so than the flavor intensity. Dropping the ash one more time, everything's remained constant to this point. So let's see what other people are saying about this cigar. Our friends at Cigar Dojo rated it a 90%, saying it's got a complex flavor profile if smoked extra slow. And Brooks at Half Wheel gave it an 84, saying main flavors included roasted peanuts, creamy cedar, and sourdough. And someone on Reddit gave it a 9 out of 10, saying highly, highly recommend. I do wonder what I'm missing from the cigar, having the restricted draw. It's not my preference. I do like it a little more open. And fighting the draw does cause the tobacco to heat up a little bit more than is preferable too, which can affect so many things. If you haven't tried Don Reynaldo yet and you love a creamy cigar and you love Toro sizes, definitely try this one. But I'm gonna roll my criteria and I'm gonna say if you really want to try Don Reynaldo at its finest, try the Regalos.